This morning, Adam Stern tweeted out that Fox Sports and NBC Sports have started their talks with NASCAR about possibly renewing. He tweeted, Fox Sports and NBC Sports want to renew their NASCAR TV deals past 2024, and Amazon is the most likely candidate to pursue a third package that NASCAR might carve out for a streaming company, and also that NASCAR may have this negotiated by the fall. Now, at the moment, the providers that NASCAR currently has, Fox and NBC, currently have an exclusive window through March, according to some sources that are close to the deal or understand how these work. And so far, the negotiations have went well. And both, like they said, is looking to come back. But here's the thing, it is still very, very early. A lot can change. I am not going to lie to you and say that this isn't a good thing that the current partners both want to come back. It is a huge, unprecedented deal, though, as it would be the first time in NASCAR history that back-to-back TV contracts share the same TV providers. And what it means is a lot of stability for NASCAR. Look in the past of what NASCAR's had when it comes to TV. They had CBS and ESPN for the most part. Then they had Fox and NBC for the most part. Then they had Fox and TNT and ESPN. And then after that one, they had the current deal that we're at now with Fox and NBC. So in the first time since basically ever, this would be basically 20 years of the same TV providers for NASCAR in a modern style contract, not signing contracts by track, but instead by parts of the season. Now, how they split up these races hasn't been talked about. Maybe Fox takes 13, maybe they take 20, maybe they take the current 16, and maybe NBC changes theirs up or whatever it might be. But the sport has stabilized in viewership in the last 5 years, and these guys know what they're going to get. Anyone jumping in knows what they're going to get. And with competition like F1 and IndyCar, honestly, racing in general, starting to be on the rise as well, NASCAR needs this stability so that they can stay ahead of the competition. Because for the first time in a long time, NASCAR does have legitimate competition coming up in the next couple years, and they need to find a way to expand their audience. And it's expected that they won't have a deal by March, which is when the exclusive negotiating veil is lifted for others that aren't Fox and NBC. But there is the possibility, like he said, of Amazon streaming being a third option. Amazon has been probably the biggest and most aggressive in general when it comes to streaming, and it appears at the moment, though, that it's unlikely for the Cup Series to have a streaming option like this. NASCAR does have to enter the streaming wars, though. Streaming right now is becoming a huge part of our broadcast landscape. And the biggest part of the streaming side of things is a younger audience, something NASCAR desperately needs to connect with as, well, if you don't get a younger audience to jump onto your product, you will not survive long term. And Amazon has been really good at this for the most part, even if the numbers overall are down from TV at the moment. For instance, Amazon has Thursday Night Football. Amazon, according to Nielsen, had about 9.6 million viewers per game, meaning they can bring a huge pull. But according to Amazon itself, they had 11.3 million viewers a game. But it is important to see that even with this huge audience, audiences that NASCAR fans have not seen in a long time outside the Daytona 500, that while they did start higher in viewership than the previous year, overall this season, they were down from 13.2 million viewers on Fox for Thursday Night Football in 2021. Now, this isn't the only thing, though, that Amazon has that we can really draw from when it comes to the pull they got. It is the closest, as it is another sports entity, but there is a lot of pull, like I said, for a younger audience. One of the biggest is the show The Boys, which has a huge 18 to 49 demo and is watched by well over 4 million per episode. Now, how they do this would be odd. Again, it's unlikely, but maybe they have a summer six-pack the way TNT used to. But I think that would honestly hurt the sport, even for the long term. I think if Amazon were to have half the schedule, it would hurt for the short term at the very least, but may pay off later. But if there are races on any streaming services, Amazon or Peacock or anything that Fox has, well, then you're going to look at huge dips down in viewership. And like I said, it probably would hurt, at least in the short term, for NASCAR's popularity. Though right now, the biggest thing NASCAR needs to push is having races on the big networks. If it's Fox, be on Big Fox. If it's NBC, be on Big NBC. If you're signed with ABC, ESPN, with Disney, be on Big ESPN, which is ABC. And if you have to be on the ESPN channels, don't get pushed at all to ESPN2, be on Big ESPN. Right now, the current deal is at $820 million per year for NASCAR, which is really bad compared to a lot of other sports, though it really fits the viewership. And at the moment, the NFL and even the NHL have their recent deals that they've signed doubled over the last ones. However, as pointed out, NASCAR ratings, even leveling out in the last 5 years, are still down over 40% since the start of the deal. But 2022 was the most watched year in 5 years, and there's going to be more races on the big Fox and NBC networks this year, so ratings could go up in 2023 as well. Fox and NBC at the moment are looking to keep their rights fees flat, but the deal could cover up to 10 years through 2034. And while these do seem to be the biggest right now, it seems that the big competitors like CBS and ESPN may be backing off. But there is something interesting to look at when it comes to ESPN itself. ESPN recently did dip their toes again into more racing other than Formula One with the SRX. The SRX now being moved to Thursday nights, which conveniently is out of NASCAR's Saturday window and won't be going up against truck races and Xfinity races. And I know from some pretty good sources that NASCAR was not happy with the SRX going head-to-head with them, and while they didn't bring in the biggest audience, still cutting majorly into NASCAR's audience on the weekends. This again will help them get more viewership for the lower series over the 6-week span that the SRX is, and with the SRX also kind of mirroring NASCAR with where they go in the country in those 6 weeks, it's going to help them have more crossover and help both parties. And I've been thinking this for a bit, that this is probably not ESPN trying to get into the SRX because they love the racing and product and want to expand it. No, that's not it at all. It's about money. And what gets the most money in racing in America right now? It's still NASCAR. NASCAR right now wanted the SRX out of their way, and ESPN delivered on that. So could that be a good showing from Disney to show that, hey, we can play ball, we can help out, we can make this work for everybody? Maybe. We're going to see this year. But with that, I want to pass this all on to you and ask, who do you prefer cover NASCAR in the coming years? Let me know down in the comments below. While you're at it, leave a like on this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more great NASCAR content. Thank you so much to all my channel members for your continued support, and until next time, have a good one.